Some people asked me to make videos for how to stretch your hip joint. As I said, I've been suffering injuries, so I couldn't make the videos while I couldn't really move the hip. But it's on mend now, so it's time for me to start stretching, so it's a great opportunity for me to start doing with you. I also bought this costume that actually shows you rough guidance of anatomy. So it's not quite accurate, but it's pretty good because it just shows you where the hip joints are and then all the muscles around. So when you're doing it, and when I do this all the time at the dojo, but you're wearing uniform and that hides quite a lot. So sometimes I'm doing things, but my students doing completely different things, so I have to really guide them step by step. Now, video, I can, with this uniform, hopefully you can see a bit better. Now, there are billions and billions of YouTube videos about how to do the splits and how to do the stretches. But I'll show you the ones that I find it quite useful. I am naturally more flexible than most of my students, and I've done gymnastics when I was younger as well. So I have to learn how to guide people who are less flexible to get more mobility. Okay, so to get the hip joint stretch, a lot of people just push and then hunch, but you have to know how the hip joint moves. So hip joints are here, so you have to bend from here. See, and then there's so many muscles around attached, so you need to mobilize all the direction of the small ligaments and tendons that's attached to this, so that you can move legs in many different ways for all the kicks you do. Important thing when you do this is that you don't hunch. A lot of people want to do the technique and they just want to get there or to get there with a hunched back, but then you try to stretch those vertebrae that has a very small mobility, whereas the hip joint you can go right down. So let's start off with sideways. So what we do is breathing in, exhale, and with the foot pointing in different direction. I'm going to show you in a different way, but first I want you to do flat-footed, and it's important that you do a lot of different angles, but the first one is this: inhale and exhale, bend from the hip joint, keeping the spine and the head in one line. So not this, not that. Inhale up, exhale down. And then move to this way, so it's more of yokogiri, blade foot, and so you can stretch another angle of the muscle from there connected to hip joint. Once again, make sure that your body is maintained straight. So even if you can only do this, that's more beneficial than you try to go down like this. Just only this is enough to stimulate the ligaments and muscles and tendons attached around the hip joint. Okay. Then third is perpendicular, so it's more like a maigiri, kekomi, or yokogiri. Kekomi action, but of course yokogiri kekomi is this way, but we're just going to stretch this action. You can also, so these are the three I use the most in a dojo, but you can also practice all of that with curved toes and big toe only, or all of the toes back, or just mobiling, and then just all this direction. So I did this and that, but you can also do this, and you can also do forward. Whatever direction helps you. If the knee hurts, you can put the cushion there. You can also do flat-footed, or whatever the angle that helps you to not to get discomfort on your knee, make sure that you take the breath. So this is the first exercise you can do for the hip joint.